All right, thanks, guys. The Pacers take on the Celtics, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Boston. The Celtics open the betting as the 7-point favorite, total at 213.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a slight fade of Boston when it comes to the spread. Half a point fade of the Celtics in the early going here. We're also seeing a slight move upward on the total. That moved up to an even 214. So once again, Boston opened 7, down to minus 6.5. Total opened 213.5, up to 214 even. Right now, the Pacers are plus 215 on the money line. Now, if you like the Pacers catching the points in this spot here, just keep in mind they rank 25th in a road offensive rebounding. They're also covering just 14% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. Now, on the other side, Boston is 11-2 against the number in their last 13 in their games that tipped off at the current point spread. So 11-2 ATS in their last 13 at the current point spread. They also rank 5th in home defensive field goal percentage. We're looking at just 44% in that category there. Now, total-wise, Boston is 7-2 to the over in their last 9. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, iron my shirt some more. Good God, I just ironed this thing. How did that happen? Unbelievable. Give me Boston minus 6 and the over 214 in that matchup there. And before I go ahead and move on, just want to quickly take a timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Friday's NBA, college basketball, NHL, and MLB action. But before we go ahead and just dive into some more of that, I want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. We do some daily plays there. We have plenty of free content. And we went 2-0 in our picks yesterday, so we're feeling pretty good about that after I think everybody collectively, sports bettors and prognosticators alike, really had a rough week this week. So great to bounce back, and we're going to see some more of the same this weekend. I'm very, very confident in that. It's patreon.com/BrockPage. Link is in the description section below. Let's go ahead and get into some more lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we have the Trailblazers at the Hawks. 7:30 tip-off in Atlanta. Portland open minus 4, total 232.5. And since those markets opened that one up, we're seeing a steady and consistent fade of Portland, a 1-point fade on the spread when it comes to the Blazers. We're also seeing a little bit of movement toward the over, up to 233. So once again, the Blazers open 4, down to minus 3, total open 232.5, up to 233. Right now, the Hawks are plus 120 on the money line. CJ McCollum still out for Portland. Nurkic ruled out for the season. Real sad situation there. Now, Atlanta, Prince is doubtful for tonight. They also rank dead last in NBA points allowed. Portland on the other side, 8-1 straight up in their last 9. When it comes to the total, Atlanta's just 47% to the over at the current posted total. Give me Portland minus 3 and the over 233 in that matchup there. Next game, Golden State, Timberwolves, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Minnesota. The Warriors open minus 9, total 230.5. Seeing half a point move upward on the spread and half a point move downward on the total. Spread now 9.5, total down to 230. So once again, the Warriors open minus 9 up to minus 9.5. Total open 230.5 down to 230 even. Minnesota's plus 400 on their home court tonight. Jordan Bell questionable for the Warriors. Taj Gibson doubtful for Minnesota. Minnesota's been very good at home this year, though. 23-12 straight up on their home court. They also rank 11th in home offensive rebounding. They are 7-5 against the number as the official home dog. And their offense is putting up 114 points per contest on their home court as well. Now, Golden State on the other side, they are 16th in points allowed. They also failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3 ball games, and they're covering just 39% of their games when laying the points this year. Now, total-wise, Golden State's 9-1 to the under at the current posted total. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it up, and take Minnesota plus 10 and the under 230 in that matchup there. Next game, Nuggets Thunder, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Oklahoma City. The Thunder opened the betting as the 4.5-point favorite, total of 221. Not a whole lot of line movement in this one, just a little half-a-point move on the spread. Looks like we're getting some pretty good two-way action on both the spread and the total, though. Once again, OKC opened 4.5 up to -5. Totals at 221. Denver's plus 165 on the money line. Beasley is probable tonight for Denver. Meanwhile, Paul George questionable with a shoulder injury for OKC. So we'll have to see where that one ends up. That's something definitely to look out for if you're capping this game. Just got to, I guess, cap the game right now if you need to take action now on whether you think PG is going to play or not. But regardless, OKC, 2-5 straight up in their last 7. They've also failed to cover in 5 out of those 7 games. They ranked 28th in the NBA in free throw percentage. They also ranked 23rd in defensive rebounding. OKC's 0-3 against the number, taking on Denver this year. They're covering 47% of their games when laying the points. Now the Nuggets on the other side are 7-3 against the spread in their second of a back-to-back. So a lot of folks always have concerns about the back-to-back. Denver tending to thrive in that situation there. Once again, they are covering 70% of their games in the second of a back-to-back. And total-wise, Denver is also 7-3 to the under in their second of a back-to-back as well. So with all that in mind, I got to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Denver plus 5 and the under 221 in that matchup there. Next game, Wizards, Jazz. 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Utah. The Jazz opened 11.5, total 226. We're seeing movement upward on the spread and downward on the total. -12 and 225.5. So once again, Utah opened 11.5 up to -12. Total open 226 down to 225 and a hook. Right now the Wizards are plus 600 on the money line. Trevor Ariza still questionable for the Wizards. Washington ranks 27th in offensive rebounding. They also rank dead last in road points allowed. Now, when it comes to the scoring in this matchup here, Utah is 7-3 to the under in their last 10. I'm going to lean Utah Jazz -12 and the under 225.5 in that matchup there. Next and final game for our NBA slate. It is going to be Charlotte at the Lakers, 10:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. Charlotte open -2, total 225.5. No movement on this one, two-way action or disinterest. Charlotte still -2, total 225 and a hook. Lakers plus 105 on the money line. Batum's probable for Charlotte tonight. So is Lamb. He is probable for Charlotte tonight. So Batum and Lamb both probable for the Hornets. Meanwhile, on the other side, Chandler is questionable for the Lakers tonight. The Lakers just 2-8 straight up in their last 10. They failed to cover in 7 out of those 10 games. They're also covering just 25% of their games as the official home underdog. Charlotte on the other side, 4-game winning streak, 4-0 straight up in their last 4. 4-0 ATS in those 4 games as well. And when it comes to the total, the Lakers are just 10-27 to the over at home this year. Just 10 out of their 37 games at the Staples Center got over the number. Give me Charlotte -2 and the under 225.5 in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into where are we going here, guys? Yeah, that is what we want right there. Some Sweet 16 action. Some good games last night. Capping them pretty good. Not great, but not enough to go broke. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's action. And we're going to begin with LSU taking on Michigan State. 7:09 Eastern tip-off in the Capital One Arena. Michigan State opened 6.5, total 150 and a hook. And since those markets opened this one up, we're actually seeing steady two-way action on the spread. I still have Michigan State at 6.5, but I did see a 2.5-point move downward on the total, down to 148. So once again, Sparty's -6.5. Total open 150.5 down to 148. 53% of the consensus is leaning Michigan State. 63% of the consensus is shaded toward the under. Right now, LSU is plus 245 on the money line. The The Tigers are 8-2 straight up in their last 10. Both losses